Hi guys! Welcome back to Occultists Anonymous, sponsored by Roll20, The Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you very much for your support. It does mean a lot to us. And a special shout out to all our Patreon patrons. Adele, Al, Alan Michael, Alexander, Artisan Husbands, Noctal, You Let Us Down, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Chris, Doc, Delore, Emil, Funzo Suru Ali, George, Jack, Jenny, John, Josh, Cat Feathers, Crazy Man Awakened, Melissa, Michael, Milo V3, Moku, Neomegus, Nova, Other Michael, Perry, Puppeteer, Ramon, Roviscribe, Brian, Shexara, Cinna, That Dude, The Arcane, Thomas, Vortex, Woodfoot, and Zoltan. Thank you all very much for your ongoing support. It means a lot to us. And a little secret that I'm going to let you in on is that we are making plans for the next Chronicle. So a lot of this money goes towards paying Brenna for character art on day one, which will be really cool. Also, if you're curious, Brenna is in Cyberpunk Red with us, and hopefully at this point you're watching if you're watching this on YouTube, had a great time on Twitch, guys. Come find that on Sunday.
Past Brenna, I hope that you had a good time.
Future Brenna, I hope I don't let you down.
Doing great.
Yep.
We've already decided our characters are friends.
Sure.
I'm surprised zero by this.
Yes, absolutely zero surprise. Illidan was watching a YouTube video, and then apparently I spoke up at a really awkward time. I don't need to know, Elo, just that amuses me. You're welcome. So when we last left off, the Cabal met a bunch of sleepers and a sleepwalker who were trying to find a prisoner or somebody held hostage or something. They're not 100% sure. And Atrides dug around without invitation into somebody's memories. That big thing that she thinks is dangerous and scary, and
Star people, though.
But star people. Which, by the way, don't forget to take that willpower for indulging your vice. And got a little bit of information, basically that these star people are messengers of the eldest one. Who the eldest one is? But they created this book of prophecy that has been really good.
This is totally a mystery cult. Yeah.
So, and we pick up with Atrides basically having come out of those memories, and Songbird dropping his super truth spell. Her super truth spell at this point. And they got the telepathy, and they're thinking, planning, and now they're thinking to one another. Cool.
Taylor, what were you going to do with this prisoner if they were here?
Kind of leans back, which isn't too much of a surprise considering Taylor probably, is suspicious that you guys have the prisoner. So give me a In Cyberpunk Red, they have a very good conversation skill that is literally for this. But I think in this case, it's going to be persuasion. Because you're being pretty blunt about it and just like, hey, tell me about this.
Tell me the facts.
Persuasion and manipulation? Presence?
Manipulation kind of makes sense. But... All right.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be mentally filling them in on what I found out.
Cool.
Literally insert memory cube. Okay.
Basically. So he kind of gives you a look. We were going to return the prisoner to... what term would he use? Yeah, to the rest of the council.
On the mental link. What if we offer to take Taylor with us as we unravel this mystery?
I think they might be able to tell us where we need to go.
That's
But I
kinda what
don't
I'm
know
thinking.
who the eldest one is or who they're working for.
I have a
But-
hunch that the eldest one is who we're trying to put back together.
Maybe. Or maybe it's the person who broke them. But Ursula doesn't have a preference. So,
So, Taylor, would you indulge me?
We just met.
no.
Boy, is your mind
He doesn't indulge till the third date.
I just pull up my tarot deck and say, could you draw 3 cards for me? And just set them out on the card.
Openly admitted you're a wizard. You're like, hey, you want to do a tarot?
Right. And no, Taylor kind of looks down, shakes his head. No, I don't think so.
Is there any way we may be of assistance in your search for this prisoner?
Well, as you all are, as I understand it, gifted with, well, how did He-Man put it? Sight beyond sight? No, that wasn't He-Man. Regardless, you all can see things
You're
that we
thinking
can't.
Rhino from Thundercats.
Thank you, that's the one. Yeah, you all are able to see more than I. Is there anything here hidden, secretive, locked away?
Mentally, I'm gonna tell them it's like, we could tell them we were trying to summon something and it didn't work. Maybe
That's true. on
that
a
was
couple
their
of
prisoner,
levels.
right?
That's true on a couple levels.
But it turns out we're not in the right spot, so if they could send us to the right spot, we might be able to summon them up. That was my... Because I've seen our janky summoning circle.
Hmm.
We don't have their prisoner. And tell them our summoning didn't work.
Sure.
Songbird?
Okay.
You want Songbird to do the lying?
No, I'm saying, do you think this is an alright lie?
Gotcha. Actually, just for A, little bit of silliness, and B, just that way I don't have an aneurysm. When you guys are speaking telepathically, can you... Yes, thank you, exactly that. Little touch to the head. Yeah, whichever. Throw up your antenna, touch the side of your head like everybody in every movie ever, thinking really hard about this.
Think.
And
Or
clearly
just
when...
do it in character.
And clearly when Weird needs to teleport. Okay, right. Wait, no, 2 fingers, sorry. Not the guy. Yeah, okay.
So
Go ahead.
Taylor, I have a possible resolution for all of this.
Well, that would be, the best solution.
So we were trying to summon someone, and it didn't work because we weren't in the right location. We have everything we need, and we know how it all fits together, but we weren't in the right place for the summoning to take place. And I think that the person we're trying to summon is who you're after.
That's interesting. It's not outside of the things we've seen and heard of.
So I'd like to make an offer.
Okay, you understand that I will probably have to take that up with somebody of a higher authority.
I'll make the offer, and then
Can we
you can
meet the star
call.
people?
Yeah.
That's another way that this could go.
We can
Or
help
you
them.
I
direct us
can
to the right spot.
I can make the call and see if they will answer, but they are notoriously shy.
if they are what we think they are, then that's entirely understandable.
And if they're not what you think they are, they may not even show up. Or so you have to understand that. For me, I believe in this, and I know it to be true. But
I'm going to speak for all of us when I say very firmly that we do not doubt you in any way.
And if these things aren't what we think they are, that's even cooler.
It's true.
Yeah.
I would appreciate if you would, not refer to a heartfelt belief of mine as cool. And he flashes you like,
what do
grin.
you believe?
Go ahead and give me that presence plus persuasion. He's definitely going to answer how like divulging he is. Take a
Bulls rush in.
Why not?
Fool's Rush in gives you
any roll you want with a
Right.
plus 4D on 4 rolls.
Right.
Definitely was not prepared to talk about a cult of.
Sure. Well, I think it's anything
Star worshippers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you're getting a plus 4, but it's going to be at how do we want to do this? Okay, yeah, we'll do a minus 4. Just to be blunt with you, it's a like he will answer and give you some info, but if you actually get a success on this, he will actually give you the real stuff.
All right, well, I'm rolling 10 dice, so.
Yeah, I know what I'm up against.
The one.
We take those.
That is how the rules of this game work.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of gives you a look, like, and it's that, like, is he actually serious? Kind of look, and then okay, and like finds a spot and kind of like gives one of you a little elbow nudge so he could sit down with you.
Mm-hmm.
The eldest one. Go ahead.
I was going to say, these things sound extremely etheric, so Songbird is
into it.
very
Yes.
interested.
Drop down where I'm sitting, cross-legged,
Sure.
excited for story time.
The eldest one is a being that watches us from outside of time and space as you know it. We think that there are ripples that they manipulate and can see forward and send back to us. They are an unknowable, ununderstandable being. But they send to us messengers to guide us for a specific path. This is not some story of salvation. There is no heavenly reward. These are things that are necessary for humanity's awakening, to actually move beyond this realm and into the next. But we are just
eyebrows at the humanity's awakening.
These are not I think he says my specific sect is one of, as we understand it, many throughout the globe that are performing the eldest one's will at the nudging of their messengers. Our specific task set down from Charlemagne is this night and the nights that follow. The actual purpose of this person, this prisoner, this refugee, we don't understand. It is not for us to know, but it is necessary for the good of humanity.
You have plans for if you didn't find it tonight. What are the rest of your plans? Because, like, if you had the prophecy that said you should come here and find it, but if you don't, So your prophecies have contingencies? Yeah. Like, what's the next step?
In the event that our search, and he kind of motions to everybody else who at this point is kind of like they're done searching, they've checked everything they can, is to reach to our elder members who, putting 2 and 2 together, are gifted like you are. They will come here. And while my kind of looks back at the team and says, my force is formidable, they are a terrifying power and are far more zealous and unyielding than I am. Where I believe, they know. And where I attempt, they will. They terrify the shit out of me.
I'm really curious about these guys now.
It sounds like a nameless order.
Yeah, do you have like any symbols? I'm trying to like place like, are these seers?
Oh,
You got lots of eyeballs around.
Sure.
That, iron symbols figure prominently in your...
Yeah.
Right. No, our society has no need of symbols or ostentatiousry, and I think he's fine making that word up. We have no churches, synagogues, temples. We meet where we meet, and that is it. We pass things
going
down
through my list of like ministries and marking them off.
We meet where necessary when called. We pass things down generation to generation, all leading up to these next few days. And to fail here would be catastrophic.
So you need to find this prisoner now.
For many of us, to not find who we seek, the prisoner, and again you hear the capital P, it would mean that generations of lives of our families going back were for naught. It's one of the reasons why the elder members terrify me, because I don't think that they will take this lying down, and they will begin turning over every stone, and kind of looks at the cottage, kind of makes a like flipping motion towards it.
If that's what you need done.
That is beyond me. It is the reason why I'm curious what you, what offer of mutual investigation might be, so that I do not have to report failure. It's not like my life is on the line, just, pride and all sense of self-esteem, self-worth, and existence up until this point.
We must certainly do everything we can to protect that.
We have
we know how to summon the person we want to summon. We have everything we need.
We know to summon the person we're looking for. We assume it's your prisoner.
We have everything we need to do it. We just don't know where
we need to be. Okay.
We know that this wasn't the right place, but we don't know where to go.
This wasn't the right place, but you're here. So
is the prisoner to be freed or kept in chains?
Yeah, Taylor shakes his head, kind of shrugs. That is not in our teachings. My team were selected to find them and bring them to the council.
By force, if necessary?
I would assume so. That had been a possibility in my mind, but I was hoping that to put it bluntly, I hoped we were the good guys staging a rescue operation. But for all I know, this is a evil entity who needs to be, put down. Their sentence is over. It's time for their execution. And he definitely honestly looks like confused, and it's like he was all set up to this point, and after this he's very confused about what happens next.
Sure.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know who we're summoning either.
Right.
So if your order can help us find the location, then we can do the summoning and we're all happy.
We can get you your prisoner.
That's the key that we're missing, and we don't know how to find it.
This is far too much of a coincidence.
There are no coincidences.
Weird, there are such things as coincidences.
But this is not one.
No, and I would agree. The likelihood that we're supposed to be here at this date and time and place, and you all are here, I would agree. Well, yeah, let me make the call. And he pulls his cell phone out of his pocket and kind of waves it at you on all, kind of steps away, kind of back amongst everybody else. And you kind
to roll gnosis plus forces.
Okay. And what are you doing?
Listen.
Gonna listen.
Sure. That's what I figured. As he was walking over that way, he kind of like nudges a couple of them, and the folks start to have much louder conversations.
As he's walking away, do you mind if I draw some cards? Just for me?
Go for it.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So yeah, he starts to have a conversation on the phone. You all can't hear. Songbird, however, is parsing the data out of the cell towers. And it's just kind of, feeding through and translating. And I love having conversations with myself, but that's what we get. We'll parse it down a little bit. And basically, he's calling to somebody he speaks to and calls father. But whether it's his actual father or
capital F father.
Capital F father, yeah. Not, kind of ambiguous. The voice on the other end does not sound high and mighty or anything like that. Very kind of normal, and says, yes, Taylor. Well, we've, got here and there's nobody imprisoned, but there are 3, I'm not sure exactly what they are, but they remind me of the elder members. There's a long pause. Father replies and says, interesting. And what were they doing there? Well, they claim that they were summoning a thing or a person. Interesting. Well, and they go back and forth, kind of recap. Taylor basically brings up the idea of they're looking for a place to do a summoning, and think it's the prisoner. And Father says, nope, that's impossible. The prisoner is locked away, could not be summoned somewhere else. What's the point of a prison? Taylor's like, yeah, no, that's kind of the thought I had, but at the same time, they're hiding something. Okay, well, as long as it's no danger to you or your team, follow along and see where it goes, and report back. Have somebody else outside waiting, keeping an eye, so they can report back if things go south. Okay, will do, Father. Good luck, son. Click. And everybody's conversations are loud and talking about, man, that football game. Oh, Taylor's off the phone. Okay. Everybody chills. Holy moly, weird. What do we cast?
What the fuck is this?
Just a divination. And the universe unfolds in front of me with 9 successes.
You just dumped out all the tarot cards and are now reading where they landed. You know everything.
Cool.
Yeah. Is joining up with Taylor going to lead us to the location we're looking for?
No.
Is joining up with Taylor going to be good or bad for solving the mystery we're working on?
Yes.
Indeterminate. Actually, hang on, because you spent the reach for the full answers.
I know.
Okay. Well, no, it was just I was realizing Taylor's quest parallels your own. It may lead to what you seek.
But Taylor isn't going to help us get to the destination we're looking for. That was my first question. I'm just verifying.
Yeah, I was going to say, to reiterate the first question, Taylor cannot lead you to the location that you need.
Someone else might be able to.
So you still have your third question. I was just clarifying the first statement.
Mm-hmm.
They're elder ones.
Elder members, yes.
One. Yeah.
Well, and the eldest one.
Oh, right. The eldest one.
52
cult.
52 tarot pickup. No.
Not how many cards are in a tarot deck either.
Do you have a third question there, Weird?
Do we have direct access to find out where the location is we need?
No.
Okay. So it's not in our resource pool anywhere.
Correct.
Okay.
So we could go through Taylor to use Taylor to get to the person that can get us the thing.
No, Taylor's not going to lead us there. But
Taylor cannot lead us there.
Yeah. But Taylor is not necessarily good or bad for us. It's indeterminate. But Taylor's quest does parallel our own. So if we can get a look at their book.
Or chat with any of their
elders,
higher-ups.
Yeah. Which doesn't, based on what Songbird heard.
Get a meeting with their star person.
Oh, that would be so cool if we could do that. But
actually, a point just to based on what Songbird heard, who because of telepathy would probably just feed to you guys.
Where give me the thing.
It's kind of big to do subtly.
I know.
Okay. So I pull this long rod out of my pocket.
It's not a long rod. It's a football.
Like a cryptic cylinder.
Like I said, American football size thing.
I have a dog toy that looks exactly like this. It's big purple cylinder.
I thought we connected them all up together, in sequence or something.
They are, when they are all in sequence, they are about a American football size. Yeah, it is not enormous.
You can one-hand it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would tuck it under your arm kind of thing.
All right, so I pull it out of my pocket and give it to Songbird.
Cool. As Taylor is kind of walking back after his phone call, kind of looks over at it quizzically, doesn't seem to recognize it at all.
And I'll put my tarot cards away.
Sure.
You ever ridden in a Lamborghini?
Believe it or not, no. Oh. Why? Kind of looks back at the Lambos.
Because we're about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a inkling sensation that you might be following us, so you may as well come along.
Well, I hadn't planned to follow you all, but eventually
that's what your father just told you.
You just spilling the tea all over the place.
It's Songbird. They can't lie.
This is what we do.
Yeah. Kind of looks at you and says, well, yeah, he did say follow along. So if you're going to eavesdrop, come on. But, was going to ask what your next steps were. You're leaving? Where to?
You tell us. Where's home base? Where can we get in touch with
With your people.
your people?
Well, there's a little hesitation in his voice. The elder members, you mean? The ones with power?
Well,
We can work our way up if need be, but yeah, jumping that high up would be nice.
we'd really love to speak to the eldest one, but
How about that?
that's
I don't know about that. No.
that's a good start.
Like Taylor says, I would too. Ain't happening.
You haven't seen the eldest one?
No. They send messages through messengers.
The star people, weird.
So the star people are the messengers for the eldest one.
They're the angels.
Interesting. So I was going to follow you all who are going to follow me.
Yeah.
Just kind of spins us in a cycle there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't we just cut out that whole middle part and
Yeah.
you just come with us?
Because mostly we're kind of dead end. And again, this isn't coincidental.
No, I agree. It is. It smacks of.
Yes.
You got like generational story magics that have led you here or whatever. So someone's orchestrated this. And considering that we don't know where we're going.
I'm going to cast a spell
You got it,
on
right?
him.
Go ahead. What spell are you casting, by the way?
Apocalypse.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
no.
Apocalypse isn't a big deal on a Sleepwalker.
That's true, yeah. Gonna
Oh.
show him your magic eyes.
Or rather, it's a less big deal.
Yeah, it's still a big deal.
Instant and sensory, so it'll just be a little turn.
Cool. Got potency in there, so that makes it 5 against his resolve. Okay. Cool. He spends a point of willpower, and actually, let me double check. Because how much resolve was that? 5?
5.
Double check. 2, that reduces the potency to a flat 0. So he does actually withstand. And immediately has this like drawback motion of like doesn't know what happened, but definitely has this kind of inkling and kind of a shrug of the shoulder, kind of says, anybody else have that feel of someone walking over your grave? Or
Yeah, it's usually ghosts.
That was me.
We're trying to get in good. So let's scare him off.
I was trying to show you why I believe everything that you say and the grand order that I see in my everyday life. I probably should have asked you. I apologize.
Yeah. Okay. Here, let me show you how we do it where I come from. Walks forward and grabs, like tentatively, not forcefully, kind of grabs your arms at, like the elbow, close grip, leans his forehead against yours and says, okay, go ahead. You can just do that same dice. Yeah, 7d10.
I'm going to assume he's not resisting, so I don't need to bump the potency. So
Right.
I'm going to roll a shitload of dice. There you go.
3 successes. And like there's an instant, the spell goes off and he like inhales, like it's a reflexive, and he kind of opens his eyes and goes, oh, this is not what I expected at first. You said it's just a short duration, right? You didn't bump the duration up?
Yeah, it's just a few turns.
And kind of looks about.
What do you normally see when this happens?
Normally it's other gifts of other kind. Okay, well, that was short-lived.
But you see the gears and the order of the world. Why I can believe that machinations could extend across eons, perfectly synced.
I understand. You speak like the elder uncle.
Perhaps
Well,
I should speak with him.
That was what I was going to suggest. Right.
I want to talk to some weird nameless Abrimos. This sounds dope as fuck. Let's go.
Let's right, okay. And turns Emily, and one of the women who first found that the Lambo kind of perks up and Taylor says, Roundabout, take him home. I'm apparently going to test drive a Lambo. Or, well, I guess I'm going to ride in it. Fine.
Right. Oh, by the way, which one of you screwed with the ghosts?
Actually, so Taylor says, if you mean who performed some wardings before we began our mission, that'd be me.
Yeah, don't do that again, please.
Well, I figure with you three here, I probably don't need to. But if you mean in the future, you better believe I will be doing whatever I can to defend my people. Ma'am.
So do you have a way to end it, Ritual?
I mean, it's already... Well, oh yeah, that's true.
Raven
is stuck somewhere.
Raven.
And he kind of looks and he's, it's not exactly a turn on, turn off kind of thing. Anything that was bound up in...
I could summon them?
Could try that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anybody bound will be free at dawn.
They'll be very far away by then.
Yeah, Raven can get back. Raven doesn't suffer any kind of...
They don't suffer essence bleed.
Familiar.
Familiar.
Oh.
But
I didn't know if they still needed to be, like, proximity based to you.
Nope.
But, okay.
That's a fair question.
Yep. That was one of the big things. I was like, just familiar upon Gabe already. Damn. Like, then he can go do whatever he wants.
I mean,
but yeah, you can definitely attempt to summon.
If you want them back, I can bring them. Try to get them now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about you rolling it.
Okay.
I want to.
Okay.
Would it be command spirit?
No, it is spirit 3, summon spirit, just like it is for death.
I will roll my 3 spirit dots.
Yay! Oh shoot! Did I actually get that updated? I'm sure I did. Yeah, I did. Okay.
3 spirit dots and noses, and I'll use my little loop.
I keep showing the name generator.
I got 4 successes.
Oh, ha!
I don't remember what it had to beat to break loose.
It was a roll off. Gnosis plus Spirit, please.
Okay.
And thank you, Perry. That was me using the wrong tab for the ding. Yeah, so I fixed that. All right, roll it again.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so wrench it out of the quagmire web thing, and Raven just kind of pops into existence and like finds itself looking at Atratus, kind of head tilts.
Hey, Raven.
Yeah, I'll let it go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to actually command it or anything. Just like, hey, brought you back.
Yep. Did you actually spend the... Actually, would you have the reach to make it materialize?
No.
Okay, yeah. And that's probably for the better, because there's a lot of sleepers over there.
Though I do like the idea of just like this smoke raven appearing in front of this guy and like, this is what you did.
You should feel bad.
You should feel bad.
Which I'm actually realizing Gabe has been here this entire time. We're just not going to worry about that. Because you materialized it when you did the summoning.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Whoops.
Well, but
Sweep
he's
under
materialized. Doesn't he actually look like Gabe?
Sure, but
Not
Gabe should
a
have been,
ghost Gabe. He's just a Gabe.
Yeah, but he also should have been participating in the conversation.
Yeah.
Ghost Gabe also does have like burn marks on him. So yeah. But yeah, we just sweep that under the rug. Because technically Atratus could have just dropped the spell when people showed up to protect him.
So say he was hiding behind a car.
Sure. Which brings us to Emily, grabbing the squad of sleepers, making their way back through the forest, while Taylor kind of looks at the black one, the red one, and says, shotgun? Pointing at the red one.
Good guess.
I just wanted to ride in the red one.
Oh, yeah.
She just wanted the red one.
And kind of walks over to the...
gesture at Atratus. We're color coordinated here.
We should, before you get in the car, we should probably separate those.
Fine.
Okay.
This is the part where Songbird says, these things have a way of working out weird.
We're apparently now on some
more like
faded path.
I don't think he's dumb enough to try something while being driven.
Worried about others.
I'm not worried about him.
Oh, but yeah, are these people the ones that were chasing me on the road?
No?
Yeah, these aren't the people from before that were tailing us.
Oh.
Yeah. In point of order, as Emily and the sleepers kind of make their way back through the forest, you hear the sound of a helicopter approaching towards where the sleepers were, or where they were headed and where they had arrived from.
That's yours?
Yeah, you didn't think we walked here, did we?
Drove? I don't know.
I mean, yes, but in case of a quick getaway, much easier. I mean, Lambos are nice, but...
less stylish.
Yeah, but how many of them driving down the road? Oh yeah, that's going to be inconspicuous.
I mean...
Look, two was very conspicuous, so...
Taylor kind of comes around and, basically slips into the passenger seat of the red car, which leaves Atratus and Weird to get in the black car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mentally talk to Songbird, just like, these aren't the these aren't the ones from the road. Someone is still tailing us.
I'll keep it in mind.
Careful with these.
I'll huck one end over to Weird.
Oh, pull one off.
Good.
Find the wood one. You can have Aesop's Fables back. It's a little worse for the wear. Probably not readable now, but cool.
I mean, you can read the runes on it.
Yes, you definitely can't read the Aesop's Fables part.
Oh, sure. I was like, it better be readable. That's kind of the problem.
Go ahead.
Yeah, into the car we go.
Sure. So Taylor kind of leans back and says, well, Elder Uncle can probably meet us anywhere we like. You have a preferred place? Otherwise, we, prefer... Well, we're folksy type, so if you just want to drive for the nearest town and find a nice little park or something like that we could congregate in.
Whatever works for you.
Cool. If you can't tell by my accent, I am not from around here, so let's just get on the interstate and we'll take the first exit. Or actually, because you guys are already off the interstate a ways and stuff like that, we can just head back into town there. Saw it from when we were coming in, and we can just find a nice little spot to park, and kind of looks around the dash of the Lambo, and I'm sure we won't draw too much attention, but we can deal with that. Cool. So yeah, you guys make your drive out the dirt road, which is absolutely terrific in the Lambo, before finally getting into the corridor and dragging a little bit here and there. And yeah.
How much money do you got? Can you cover these cars?
Oh yeah,
that's a problem for a future songbird.
Yeah.
And, we can fix them, right?
Yeah.
We have Matterman. Ooh, that's good.
Revenue,
might say.
These are better than you left them with. Hang on.
Did these guys steal a car and give us back a different? No, the VIN's the same.
It still has the new car smell. So, yes. You guys make the about hour drive to get into town. Same place where people had spotted you before coming in. And at this point now, especially after them looking around your conversations and stuff like that, sun is well and fully set, and small little tiny town has basically gone to sleep, save for a couple folks in
That one bar.
There's the one bar, and you've got some high schoolers at the high school parking lot
at
hanging
the
out. Mini mart, yeah. You know, a couple little spots of small town life, which, especially considering you guys have spent so much time in New York, it's like, oh, this is quaint.
How quaint.
Yeah. And as you guys are driving, Taylor's kind of looking around and eventually spots a little spot, and it's basically out front near a town hall, and like there's the public libraries over there, and it's just kind of this big open green space. There's a big gazebo. Roll initiative. Okay, moving right along. He's like, yeah, right over there. And I think if you park the cars around behind the library, there will at least be out of sight.
We could also just I can hide him.
Oh, sure. You guys know that. Taylor, however.
Yeah.
As you guys are finding a parking spot, he pulls out his phone and sends a quick text. The quick text, and it couldn't be more than 2 or 3 characters. And then kind of slides his phone back into a little holster thing there and kind of leans back and looks over at you, says, anybody ever tell you look like this MMA fighter? No? Okay.
Is that even possible for him to do?
Because you're doing this with the
I guess
mutable mask, right?
Between mutable mask being close to your normal self, but also shadow name. Yeah, probably right. That he probably couldn't naturally
just appearance wise. It's hey, you kind of favor this one person.
Yeah. Well, and it would be akin to, hey, Clark Kent looks kind of like Superman. Yeah, but who would ever believe that? But Yeah, that's fair. Mostly that was me.
You could. I mean, it might get there from like, you know.
No, it's cool, Chris. I get it. You don't like fun. We'll stick to the rules. And
I'm willing to go there. I was just trying to think of like that's how the rules work.
Yeah, no, I agree. Probably is no way he would actually make that cross between mutable mask.
Because if he does, I'll drop the spell right here now.
Right. No. But you know, some idle conversation as you guys are like sitting in the cars, kind of just waiting. And his phone kind of chirps again. He says, "Okay, be on your best behavior, I guess." Right? Slibes.
Does Elder Uncle have a name?
Elder Uncle.
Yeah. He kind of gives you that look of Elder Uncle is the name I know him by. So if you want to ask another name, you are welcome to. And you can definitely, like, he's psyching himself up to go speak to this person. And kind of slips out of the Lambo, shuts the door nice and gently, and kind of does the look around kind of thing. And fail. What are we doing there?
That was me trying to incognito presence the cars.
Oh, gotcha.
Like get out, look around, make sure that like there's no one around, but also like legit hide them.
Yep. You failed. Would you like to make it a dramatic failure?
It could be fun. Sure.
Cool. Of course you say that, and now I have to go remember what dramatic failure does. Oh, wait, hang on. I had the spellcast.
I was trying to make them less conspicuous. Now they're like...
But you parked them like under a car signs, like...
No, because it's flat out... Because with dramatic failure on skills, yeah, you get something that really kind of backlashes. In this case, the magic does not work, and you get a condition. So, if you want to roll that back, feel free. But otherwise... you're going to get paranoia. Shoot.
I can't hide from them. They can see me.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. There's no specific condition, but yeah. Basically, everybody is watching you. They're out, not necessarily out to get you, but yeah, everybody is staring. I think... trying to figure out how that would actually manifest. But basically... we'll use similar to like Shaken and Spooked and stuff like that. You can just basically bail on doing anything obvious and outward and just be like, nope, never mind. And just like fleeing the scenario or ducking for cover or whatever. And that will get you a beat. And it is a regular condition, so it is a regular beat. But you also take a beat right now for it being a dramatic failure.
Because I mean, to be fair, they are out to get me.
They are now, for sure.
They. Capital T, they.
They, yeah.
Yep.
Multiple days.
So, Tratus tries to work some magic and fails. And a very... Well, yeah, an older... softer voice says, let me try something easier. Sorry, there's a hand motion there. And the cars disappear. You all have peripheral mage sight go off as the cars become literally invisible. And Taylor snaps
just
around
instant turn.
with like Elder Uncle, and like there's like not quite like a formal bow, just a like nod and kind of like head down kind of thing, and kind of motions. These three, well, this one, Songbird, speaks like you, and they think we may have information for their quest. And I think it's more than coincidence that they were there when we arrived. And kind of like, it's very halting and unsure, and has that very like speaking to a strict teacher kind of precision and formality, and the figure steps out from behind the library, which is odd. There was definitely no peripheral mage sight of a teleportation spell or anything like that. It's like he's already been there.
Entertainment, maybe?
Entertainment. Or entertainment.
Or time magic.
The gentleman is in... It looks like a flat-out, like, arcane robe. It blacks and silvers, some kind of glyphs and iconography, which you know is not high speech. Just different kind of stuff. Nothing that flags immediately as exarchal that you can see. The robes themselves are kind of open a little bit, and you can see beneath almost the Mormon uniform, white t-shirt, black tie, black slacks, and definitely look like he's got to be pushing like 90, but he's got a bit of like, he holds himself well. His hair is wrong; it's all pulled back into a ponytail, but would otherwise be kind of military bearing. Little edge of like Abaddon or Red Dread. Kind of vibe, and he nods and says, hang on. Thank you, Mr. Webb. You can stay here. And like Taylor goes from being like, I'm going to withdraw now to, okay, I'm standing here now then.
Yes, I'm just gonna stay right here.
Yep. And Elder Uncle looks over at Songbird and says, so you speak in the, what would he say? Yeah, in the language of the stars. And then in high speech says, do you understand me?
Of course I understand you.
Good.
Do I speak it better than he?
No.
No?
No, you guys are on
He's
par.
also fluent.
Yeah.
This is excellent.
So he nods. There's a small twitch of a smile, smirk. Can't quite get a read on him. His face is, besides like heavy duty with wrinkles, and there's some definite like laugh lines too. But this guy had like lots of time in the sun, lots of heavy wrinkles. Definitely probably worked with his hands growing up, kind of vibe. Says, very well. Let us converse. We do not need the child there to understand what is being said. And kind of looks to the rest of you, to Weird Netratus, kind of looking to see, like, he is having this conversation with Songbird, but is kind of looking to see if you two are understanding. Which I'm sure
they do not speak fluently.
We follow the gist of it.
Right. So, do you have our prisoner?
We have the means of acquiring them.
He's
talking to Songbird.
Oh.
I mean, if Weird speaks up...
We have something.
Something is more than nothing. What do you
Knowledge may yet reveal whether or not they are a prisoner.
So you have someone.
You know how those things go?
Perhaps.
No?
Yeah, kind of looks is looking you all over, and especially you've kind of outed yourselves as mages or awakened, and pauses for a moment, takes a step back, one hand kind of resting on like drawing his robe back just a little bit, and says, "Do you serve the exarchs or the diamond?"
You cut out.
I spit on the ground at the mere mention of the exarchs.
A yes or no would be preferable.
No to exarchs.
We are members of the Diamond Orders, yes.
Because bear in mind, high speech, very hard to lie in. So
Yeah.
just
Well,
spinning on the
If I
ground
could
is
lie,
like,
I could lie in high speech.
Do you serve the Exarchs of the Diamond? Yes or no?
Mhm. Right.
No?
Right. But yeah, part of the Diamond Order, he kind of relaxes a little bit. Very well, then I think we can continue to do business. You have something that may be someone who may be our prisoner.
We have a grimoire.
You have a spell book, which in high speech is the same thing, but yet he says a different word.
Right. No, we have something of the supernal.
Sorry, I'm having to translate things back and forward into what terminologies they would use.
Folksy.
Interesting. Yeah, in his way of speaking, a spell book from the heavens, you mean? Like, and specifically, he's asking as if did it come from the supernal?
It appears to have been written in 5 volumes with a collaboration of the heavens.
So, Elder Uncle kind of watches, looks, is thinking over some things, looks over at Taylor. Okay. And then in, plain English says, Taylor, can you find us some coffee somewhere in this town? Taylor kind of does a quick turnaround to the empty streets. The main street lights are turned off. Yes, Elder Uncle. Just starts walking off to go find some fucking coffee.
Hey, we passed that bar back there.
Thank you, Songbird. I'm sure they have coffee.
Irish.
But yeah, and starts walking off. And so Elder Uncle nods, kind of amused that you are helping, Taylor, and says, okay, I wish to see the grimoires, no, spellbooks, if you are willing.
Is he still speaking high speech?
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you pull out your 4. Okay.
Probably grab them from the car.
Sure. And then, Weird, do you pull the 5th from the pocket, or
I'm not.
do you?
Yeah, I'm not making a move.
Okay. So, actually, with the 4, you actually have you can actually put all 4 of them together because the wood one is not the outside one.
Right.
It was the end, yeah.
So he looks in and doesn't even try to take them from your hands. Just looks in. You can clearly see the 1, 2, 3, 4. Counts them again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of gives you a look, but doesn't say anything. Probably gets it. It says, very well. These do not appear to match anything that we are aware of, but if you'll permit me, and then begins to slowly and exaggeratedly, being clear that he is casting a spell, begins to move through some mudras, giving you a second to stop him. For you, it would. For any of you, it'd probably be the easiest counter spell you've ever done. Kind of feel, and then walks through basically a series of spells, one after another, as he kind of ham-fistedly investigates these things and kind of looking over them. You watch as he throws a broad range of arcana at it. Life, prime, forces, mind, before he kind of stops and kind of pulls back, looks up at you and says, these are inert. They're missing things.
A location.
And a fifth, I would imagine.
Oh, yes. They are less inert when the fifth is with it. But only slightly.
You have to be in the right place.
Without the fifth, I cannot investigate and see what you say is true. And I understand that you may not trust me. So unless one of us gives, we are in a bit of an impasse. So you may provide the fifth, kind of looking about, or give me an idea of how, you can trust me.
I reach into my pocket.
I am going to cast a spell.
He nods.
I say out loud.
Mm-hmm. Imagine that's actually going to be really weird to put your hand in the pocket and just have like that huge roominess, like have to like dig around for. Yeah.
Well, I
At the bottom, you're like,
like a holding whatever, like it's whatever I want is right there.
I don't technically think that's the way the spell works, but I dig it anyways.
I just love the idea of a Mary Poppins pocket where you're like down to your shoulder in it.
Right, that's what I was thinking. It's like, it's in here somewhere, hang on.
Oh, my freaking bookcase fell over.
I have to like
I understand. Like, actually, it's like, wait, what?
No, not the RL bookshelf. That seems to be upright back there behind.
Yeah, hang on. Take off my pants. Pull them over my head.
Shove whole torso up in
to the
here.
ground.
Yeah.
A couple minutes later, I wiggle my way out of the pocket.
Cool. Oh, and what spell are you casting, by the way?
Supernal Vision.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm looking up Supernal Vision. I can't double check your arithmetic.
Is there anybody after us tonight?
Yep.
10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that went fast. What the hell?
I know.
Damn.
Oh, okay. So you're
Very
investigating
interesting
him?
session.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his notices?
7.
Big boy. Pretty sure I know this, but to which supernal world is the target most closely aligned?
Yeah, Abrimos. I had to go through my cast the characters there, but yes, he's an Abrimos.
I mean, I thought that's what this whole scene was predicated on, but
It's the vibes, but they all speak kind of in talking about cycles and stuff like that. But yeah,
I see. How many arcana does the subject know?
Eight.
To be fair, he's real old. He's had time.
What is his nimbus?
Basically, yeah. Actually, I think at this point in age and stuff like that, it is a series of planetary bodies. Well, hang on, nimbus. Yeah. Which nimbus are you looking for? Signature nimbus, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is basically series of planetary movements that, like, at initial glance feels like, oh, I'm watching Earth turn, or whatever you are looking at turn, and then it just draws back from the planetary view to the solar system to the galaxy to the entire universe moving, and it well, I guess in this case you're understanding it, but to like watch it and to see it would be just like, and I am an itty bitty insignificant speck kind of vibe.
Then you can just tell me that he's got Prime 5.
Yep.
If that's his highest. Or what is his highest and how high is it? I guess is the two questions, the actual questions.
Yeah, it would be Prime. I had to think it through. It's like, is this guy an Archmage? No.
I was trying to think, like, I have a, I thought I had a spell that would let me see, like, what legacy someone belonged to.
Not the legacy, but you can see the levels, the legacy attainments that he has. It's soul marks.
Soul marks. Yeah.
But you have to, if they breach the, I think it's third, fourth, and fifth, you can see it while it's still attached. And if it's removed, you can see the first and second because they have less of a big effect. But it is.
I just wanted to see if this guy
spell.
is one of the Celestial Masters.
He is not. I'll just tell you that.
Like, it seems
Price
fitting.
It would be very there, but nope.
I'll hold out my hand to Weird, and like while still looking at him, it's like, I would hope that our shared bond of the Aether is enough for us to trust one another, at least this far.
Kind of smiles, nods, and says, perhaps. And then, like, especially since you're reaching out to Weird, he kind of takes a exaggerated step backwards to give you room. And you guys put the Grimoires together?
Yeah, I pull it in my pocket and
Cool.
put it in Songbird's hand.
Cool. So he kind of looks at that and says, that is far more interesting. And like the mage, like, I don't know what symbol they have instead of dollar signs in the eyes, but it's like, ooh, all the arcane beats. Right. Looks upon it and says, I see. This is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where we're going to end our session.
Yep.
Whee! This has been some fun shit.
This is fun, yeah.
It just flew by. Holy crap.
Yep. Time flies when you're having mysteries. So, as always, thank you everybody for joining us. This has been fun. I've been waiting for these guys to finally roll around, and I'm also very pleased that Detritus went, hang on, are these the guys that were following us? No, those guys are still out there. As a little bit of meta knowledge, if you couldn't tell already, guys, welcome to being pawns in the game of Archimages. So yeah, remember how it feels to be a mage over a bunch of sleepers? Now you get to be the sleepers.
Yes,
sort of.
basically.
So thank you as always for joining us. Quick reminder again, I'm going to keep mentioning it, but Sunday, Cyberpunk Red. Super excited.
So excited.
I know that Amanda is dressing up a little bit. Ash is dressing up. I think Chris has got some plans. Craig has plans?
Yep.
Oh boy. So that's fine. Me and Brenna are probably going to be chilling. I got to find out.
Your cyberware. Get you some
I thought about it, but I need to check with Brenna and make sure she doesn't feel pressured. It's like, hang on. If it's going to be me and Brenna just being chill, normal people, then so be it. But if I show up and Brenna has thrown on some stuff too, that'll be terrific. And that's fine. But yes, Sunday, check that out. Come by Discord, Yeet into Space. support us on patreon.com/occultism or staylucky.club and occultanon.threadless.com. I think check the links. It's there for merch and stuff like that. And yeah, we will catch you guys around next time.
Stay lucky.
2 days.